This is real estate coach Craig Proctor. How you doing today? We're going to talk about how to create a seven-figure real estate business that eventually is going to run by itself. That's really what we want, right? We would like to have a business, and for most of us right now, we have a job, right? It totally depends on us. This is why you can't go away on vacation. This is why you can't build it any bigger than you. And in the beginning, of course, we think we can, right? So what happens is, as our business grows, we're trading more of our time for money and more of our time for more money. And eventually we're working 7 days a week. Now, when we got into real estate, we believed that we would have more freedom, right? But as you become more successful, you're trading more of your time for money. And that strategy is only going to take you so far. And some of you are there. Some of you have hit this limit where you're stuck. And you might be stuck at 30 transactions or 50 transactions or whatever. But you notice that there's other real estate agents across the country that are my students that are selling hundreds and hundreds of homes. And you think to yourself, how is this even possible? How am I working so hard to sell 20 or 30 or 50 homes a year? And we see these agents selling hundreds of homes. So we're going to talk about how to do this. And of course, it's exactly what I did. I started off in real estate just like you. Never sold anything in my life. I knew nothing about marketing. And so I had to figure it out. And, I worked as a solo agent. I think I sold like 12, 13 houses my first year. And I bumped it up to maybe 30 or 40 transactions the next year. But I was working all the time. And I thought there's got to be a better way to do this. Now, one of the things that I had done a pretty good job on was the marketing part of it, right? I figured out how to use direct response marketing to get buyers and sellers calling me. So that's the first step is we've got to get you very busy yourself. All this talk about hiring a team and having a business that works without you, that can happen if you follow the steps that we're going to talk about today. And by the way, I'm going to offer a special report that explains all this. It's called Market Domination Checklist. So it's really just a checklist that takes you through how I started as a brand new agent. And within 3 years, I became the #1 RE/MAX agent in the entire world, selling hundreds of houses. As you know, I sold over 10,000 homes and eventually had this team where my business pretty much ran by itself. Well, here's the real test of this. I was able to move to Florida while my business up north continued to work and crank out 500 homes a year. So that was kind of a dream for me. I lived on an island. My kids went to school there. I had a boat. So I truly built this business that didn't depend on me, a business that made my life better. And isn't that what a business is supposed to do? Isn't a business supposed to make your life better? That's what we thought we were getting when we got into real estate. But the truth was, in those first couple of years when I was doing it the way everyone else does it, we could argue that my real estate business was making my life worse. My real estate job, I should say, not even a business, consumed me. My real estate job shut out all the light in my life because all I basically did was work and sleep. So there's a book that I read I want to share with you guys, and you should get this book. I don't get paid on this or anything, but this book is called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. And this book changed the way that I thought about my real estate business, because I realized when I read this book by Michael Gerber, it's called The E-Myth, Why Most Small Businesses Don't Work and What to Do about it. I realized for the first time I didn't have a business at all. I had a job, and it was a bad job because I was on call all the time. And so Michael Gerber said in the book, if your business depends on you, you don't have a business, you have a job. And so I started to look at this, and I realized that some of the work that I was doing didn't need to be done by me. And Michael Gerber in the book talks about the difference between working in your business and working on your business. And for me, because there was only me, I didn't really think of all the different activities that I was doing as whether this was working in it or on it. So I'm running around, probably like you, getting keys cut and taking pictures of houses and making feature sheets. And Michael Gerber says in the book, well, these are not rainmaker activities. Like Craig's not the only one that can take the picture of the house, right? I'm not the only one that can get the key cut. I'm not the only one that can make feature sheets. So I challenge all of you to start writing down what you do all day long. It'd be a great exercise, right? Just a blank piece of paper, or maybe a paper with lines on. And every 15 minutes, you write down, well, what am I doing here today? So maybe first thing in the morning, you go onto MLS and you pull off the hot sheets, or whatever it is that you do. I want you to write down exactly what you do and then assign a dollar value to that, a per hour dollar value. So for example, since I'm not the only one that can take a picture of a house, I could hire somebody to take the pictures, or bang the signs in the lawn, or all this administrative stuff that we get busy with, which takes us away from making the real money working with buyers and sellers. But if there's only you, you've got to do it. Now, I know some of you think, well, I can't afford to hire an assistant. But think about this. If you go through this exercise, you can't afford not to hire somebody to take care of these things for you. So what you'll determine is that a lot of the things that you're doing, you could replace you with somebody that, you could pay $15 or $20 an hour, and they can do it just the way you can do it. I know we have some control freaks here, right? That it's like, nobody can do it like me. But if you really, truly want to be successful, you've got to understand the concept of leverage. And really, I leverage myself in 3 different ways. First, I leverage myself in marketing, okay? I became a really good marketer. I didn't like cold calling or door knocking, so I had to figure out through direct response marketing what to offer buyers and sellers to get them to call me. Now today, that's even more important because people aren't answering the phone. Let me know in the comments if you agree with that it's really difficult to get people on the phone. And by the way, if you haven't checked in yet, let me know the city and state or city and province that you serve, because we get lots of referrals here back and forth. And I also want to make sure that you get all the information that we're talking about today. So if you want the market domination report, drop your email in the comments below, and someone on my team will get this to you. But this basically just lays out all the steps that I did, from leveraging myself, number 1, with marketing, to number 2, leveraging myself with technology and systems, and number 3, leveraging myself with people. Now, don't do this backwards. I know there's a lot of, in my opinion, bad advice from gurus who've never actually got rich selling real estate, who tell you that the way to get rich in real estate is run out and hire a whole bunch of people. No, not yet. First, you have to have the marketing in place, right? The only reason you're going to be able to recruit other licensed agents to come and partner up with you is if you have what they want. And what they want is not leads. What they want are listing appointments and buyer appointments. They can get leads on by themselves. They can buy them from Zillow, right? Every brokerage, every agent's promising leads. The way I was able to recruit agents is I had an overflow of buyer appointments and listing appointments, which means I couldn't go out on them by myself. I had too many of them. I tried, believe me, I tried, and I'm working like 60 or 70 hours a week. And many of you are doing that, right? Many of you are like, well, the money is good. I don't really want to split my commission. But I want you to think about this. So as a solo agent, I think the peak of me working by myself, I was able to sell maybe like 40 or 50 homes. And I kept 100% of the commission on the 40 or 50 transactions, right? But when I moved to Florida and I hired my team, we were doing over 500 transactions. Now, I was splitting the commission with the agents, the outside sales agents that were meeting with the buyers and sellers, and I teach you how to recruit and hire and train people so they do it like you. Now, of course, you might think, well, they're never going to do it like me. Well, you might find agents to partner up with you that might even do it better than you. That's what I found. So now I had this business. It was a real business where I could sell 500 homes a year. And if you check out my track record, I didn't just do it 1 year. I did it for 20 years. For over 20 years, I sold over 500 homes a year. And I made this really nice income because half of 500, would you agree, is better than getting 100% of the commission on 50, right? 50 is all I could do, working 7 days a week. 500 is better than 50, even if we're splitting the commission. So if the number of transactions are big enough, you would make a nice income, and this would be your new role. Okay, so imagine this is true, and you get involved with Craig Proctor, and we teach you the lead generation system. Again, we're not saying run out and hire anybody. We wouldn't do that in the beginning. The first step is let's get you really, really busy, right? So all of a sudden you're coming to me after 6 months or a year or so, you go, oh my God, Craig, I can't even go out on all the appointments. Great. Now you have what other agents want. It's easy for you to recruit. Imagine if you called some of the agents in town that you know and said, hey, I wondered if you might want to have a conversation about partnering up. I have too many listing appointments and I can't even go out on them all. Now they're going to be skeptical, of course. They're like, oh, right. No, but it would be true. And that was true for me, and it's true for all the millionaire agents that I coach. You know, I coach more millionaire agents. I've created more millionaires in real estate than any other coach or trainer or mentor or guru out there because I did it myself. How many of you would agree it's very difficult for somebody to show you how to make millions of dollars in real estate if they've never done it themselves, right? Like, you can't teach somebody what you don't know. Again, if you've joined me a little bit late, let me know what marketplace you serve. Make sure you get this book on Amazon. I get no part of this, but this book really changed the way that I thought about real estate. I thought about my business. It's called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, Why Most Small Businesses Don't Work and What to Do About It. And Gerber talks in the book about the fact that 80% of new businesses in the United States and Canada go out of business within 5 years. All right, so most technicians believe that because they're good at the technical work, that they know how to create a business that works. So an auto mechanic that's working for, an auto mechanic shop looks at the boss one day, says, what am I working for this guy for? I can go out and start my own auto body shop. I can start my own business. Now, it is true that this auto mechanic is really good with cars, knows his stuff, but he doesn't know anything about a business. And that's the problem we have in real estate, right? We think we are the business, right? Well, and it's easy to get fooled into that, right? I got a for sale sign with my name on, I got business cards with my name, but it's a job. And it's always going to be a job unless you get coached up on how to leverage yourself. And so this is what I figured out. And you don't need to spend 20 years figuring it out. Everything you want to do in real estate, it's already been done by me and thousands of real estate agents that I've coached over the last 20 years. So I've got a few points here. If you guys want to write these down, or if you're in your car, you can watch this again over and over again, of course. By the way, if you're not following my page, make sure you do that. And if you like this, if this is making sense, smash the like button. Okay, if this is making sense, like learning from somebody that actually made millions of dollars in real estate, smash the like button, or maybe give me a little heart there. Let me know that you agree with this. So leverage is what we're talking about today. The only way that you're going to make more money and work less is by applying leverage. So I leverage myself in 3 ways. Number 1, through marketing. You've got to get your marketing act together. When I talk about marketing, I'm not talking about you buying leads. You don't want to buy leads. They're not even real leads. They didn't ask for you to call them. They don't pick up the phone, right? So you buy leads, 100 leads from Zillow. You call them. How many you actually reach on the phone, right? And when you actually reach them, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't request this, or I'm not interested, or somebody was playing with my phone. Now, I understand that's very discouraging, right? Sitting on the phone, calling and calling and calling, and then you pretty much have to work with everybody. Now, would you agree that some buyers are better than other buyers? What I mean by that, some buyers are more motivated, they're ready to act, they're a joy to work with, and other buyers, are a pain in the rear end, right? They fight you all through the transaction. They don't listen to you, and because they don't listen to you, they get bad results, and then they run around town saying bad things about you. Same with sellers. Some sellers are better than other sellers. So when you start to understand Craig Proctor marketing, and you start to leverage yourself, and you experience too much business coming at you, the first luxury you're going to have is the luxury of choice, right? That's how we get rich in real estate, is if it's true, if you agree that some buyers and some sellers are better than others, we now, because we have so much business coming in, can pick and choose who we want to work with. So any buyer or seller that gave me any resistance or attitude or wanted to argue, I just don't have to work with them anymore, which was great because now I can make more money with really good buyers and sellers. But even still, I'm the one out there doing all the work. So that's great. That happens for a year or so, and I'm working hard. And I hired an administrative person to run around and do all the administrative stuff and take the pictures of the houses and get the keys cut, install the key boxes, do all that stuff. But it didn't solve my problem with time because now that I hired this administrative person, I just had more time to work with buyers and sellers, which was good because I'm making more money, right? I'm making more money because now the 60 hours or 70 hours a week that I'm working, we're focused on working with buyers and sellers instead of low-income tasks like banging signs on the lawn. But it didn't change the fact that I'm still working 60 or 70 hours a week, and I'm married. I got 3 kids. I coach my sons in hockey. There's other things that you and I want to do with our life, right? And you see real estate agents come into the business and they can do the sprint, but they can't do the marathon, right? They come in and they work like hell for a couple years, but they can't keep it up and they burn out. Just like Michael Gerber's talking about, 80% of businesses go out of business within 5 years because they just can't keep it up doing it the way that they're doing it. So hopefully in our conversation today, you've had a bit of an epiphany in the fact that you don't have a business. I created a business, right? That's the proof. I live in Florida, okay, on the beach, on an island. I got a boat, and up north, my Remax business, okay, and I never was a broker, by the way. If you're thinking, well, he was a broker, that's why I was able to recruit these agents. No, I've never been a broker. I'm a real estate agent working in the broker's office. How was I able to attract other agents? I had what they wanted. I could call any agent in town and I could select who I wanted to work with because I had what they want. An overflow of listing appointments and buyer appointments. Again, not leads, right? If your big promise is I can give you leads, every brokerage, every agent in the country says, I'll get leads. The agents can get leads themselves buying them from Zillow, except for they're not really leads, are they? It's scraped information. So leverage yourself with marketing first, then technology. Okay, so you got the marketing going along. Before we run out and hire people, let's make sure that you're an efficient solo agent. Let's make you as efficient as possible. So we're going to now implement some technology. I imagine that all of you have a CRM, but I show you how to optimize your CRM. And one of the big things that your CRM needs to do today is when a new lead comes in, since we can't get them on the phone, we're going to have automated emails and text messages that have really good copy that basically make an offer to the buyers and sellers that they see because they're reading their emails, they're looking at their text messages, and we get them to call you. Okay, that's the key. If your marketing right now isn't getting an abundance of buyers and sellers calling you, we can't say it's working, right? It's not the way you want it to work. So imagine if this is true. So we show you the technology, we show you the automation. Now let me ask you this. How many homes could you sell if it had nothing to do with you? I was able to sell 500 to 600 every year and do it for 20 years. That explains my longevity, right? So that's this epiphany I had after reading Michael Gerber's book. I'm like, this guy's right. And he's helped tens of thousands of businesses all over the country. I need to treat this like a business. Like, how many homes could I sell? There's no limit to how many homes, how many buyers and sellers I could help if I could leverage myself, if it did not depend on me. So that was my goal. So now I'm implementing technology. I've got a really good CRM. The leads are coming in to me, and then the follow-up is automated with the emails and text messages. And then they call me. So that's how we're going to set up the technology. Okay, now, when all that works, I promise you, if you do exactly the way it's not that I'm telling you anything that's not good for you. This is exactly what I did. Then I had this overflow business. The lead generation was working, the follow-up was working, the automation was working, and I could not physically go out on all the listing appointments. Couldn't do it. So it was easy for me to recruit my first agent. The first agent I hired, her name was Lindy Black. She was about 1 year in real estate, okay, no bad habits, which was great. She knew how to fill out the listing documentation, the listing paperwork, and work with buyers. But Her problem was she didn't have enough business, and my issue was I had too much of it. Marriage made in heaven, right? We never got married, by the way, but she worked with me for 20 years. That first year that she worked with me, she netted $250,000 in her pocket in her second year of real estate, right? That means, because I'm on a 50-50 split, that I also made $250,000. Now, she was with me for over 20 years. But shortly into this, Lindy comes into the office after, a few months, hair all over the place. She's like, I can't do this. I had created so much business that I couldn't do it all, and Lindy couldn't do it all. So we hired another outside sales agent, and then we hired another one, and we ended up with 8 outside sales agents. They're all selling over 40 homes a year. Everybody's happy. Everyone's making lots of money. And I'm living in Florida on the beach, and I'm managing it. So what am I doing now? I'm working on the marketing. I'm working on training agents, which we can do virtually today, right? I'm training you right now. I'm giving you a presentation. I'm not sitting at your kitchen table. We're doing this online. And by the way, this is how we're going to get buyers and sellers in your marketplace to know who you are and what you do and what makes you different and better is we're going to be in front of them with video. I know that's not what we're taught, right? We're taught, well, I got to buy these leads, and then I got to call 100 leads to get 2 or 3 people on the phone, and then I got to try to convince them on the phone that they should meet with me because I want to tell them what I do, right? We believe we need to get them on the phone, chase them down, get them to meet with us so we can do our presentation and show them what we do. I'm doing a presentation right now. I didn't call you. I'm not sitting at your kitchen table. So we show you smart, modern marketing. Give them what they want. What do buyers and sellers really, really want? Well, right now you might be offering buyers, hey, I can email you all the houses on MLS. And they say, well, those are the homes on the internet. I'm good. I can find that. I can find those homes myself, right? For sellers, do you want a CMA? Do you want to know what your house is worth? They can find that information themselves. So if you've got a weak offer, what that means is people aren't coming to you because they don't think they don't want what you're offering, right? So we show you smart offers to make, things that they really want. They want these things so badly that they're willing to contact you to get it. So we coach you up on how do we do this? How do we create the automated follow-up? How do we recruit, hire, train, and manage? Now, here's this market domination checklist. This is everything. I think we got about 12 pages here. Let me see. I'm going to give this to you guys. It starts off with market dominance by design. Okay, how do we design this thing? How to create a well-defined target audience. A marketing plan of branded and less branded marketing. A presentation system. So when you're hiring these other agents, you've got to make sure they've got a really good presentation. So I coach you up on what are the ingredients of a really good listing presentation, a really good buyer presentation. So I give you the system. I coach you up on how you do it. And when you're really good at it, guess what? Now you can show the agents on your team how to do this. So it's standardized. So it wouldn't matter whether the seller was meeting with you or anyone on your team. It's going to be the same listing presentation, the same buyer presentation. It's all in this report. We're going to use a balance of online media and offline media. So we're going to use Facebook, we're going to use Instagram, we're going to use LinkedIn, we're going to use YouTube, we're going to use all the online stuff, Google, but we're also going to use offline, including direct mail. What that means is you're everywhere. Everywhere they go, because people live in a bubble, right? In their bubble, in their world, they're going to see you everywhere. How many of you are seeing me everywhere now? You've watched some of my stuff, and now you see Craig Proctor all over the place. So the fact that you're here watching me today is living proof that this actually works because you're here watching me give this presentation. So this report, again, if you want it, it's free, no strings attached. Just drop your email into the comments below and let me know you want it and we'll send that out to you. Also, if you would like to have a free breakthrough call with my team, where we actually ask you questions about where you are in your business and what you're doing, and we give you some advice on things that you could change. You can book one of those free of charge, no obligation. by going to proctorsupport.com. If someone could type that into the comments, Proctor, my last name, so no space, proctorsupport.com. Proctorsupport.com. It's a clickable link. You'll go to my Acuity Day Timer, book a day and a time that works for you, and we'll spend an hour on the phone talking about your business. And you might ask, well, why would I do this? Is this a big sales pitch or whatever? First of all, I'm good. I don't need your money. But you might like this, right? You might like my approach. How many of you are liking this? Smash the like button. Smash the like button right now. Maybe click on the little heart there if this presentation is making sense to you today. So we offer a one-on-one with you where we can ask you a few questions and give you our advice on what you should do. And then you can decide, well, do I think Craig Proctor could help me? We could talk about training options, or you just, hang up at any time. We do it over Zoom, just like, look, we're going to do it over Zoom so we can show you exactly the ads and the things that we're talking about, the approach, so it makes sense to you. So I hope you've enjoyed this today. In summary, get your life back. We've only got one life. You have a heart's desire, okay? There's things in your life that you want to do. And every once in a while, someone we love, someone we care about passes away, and it shakes us to the core because we're reminded of our own mortality. Okay, this doesn't go on forever, folks. It's my pleasure to be here with you to share my success and the way that I was able to create a real estate business that made my life better for me and my family and for thousands of agents all over the country. But I want you to give some thought to, what is your heart's desire? Where is it that you want to go in life? What would you like to do? Because time passes us by. And again, every time we lose somebody, we're reminded of this. This doesn't go on forever. Michael Gerber, in this book, tells a story about your primary aim. You might be thinking, well, what's your primary aim? Your primary aim is basically your heart's desire, what you want your life to look like and feel like. And he tells this story of a funeral that's happening. And, there's 200 people in the room. And out of the four corners of the room, imagine you're in the box and it's your voice coming out of the speakers. But how could your voice be coming out of the speakers when you're in the box? And we're all going to be in the box one day, right? Gerber says, imagine that's a recording of your voice. And 200 of your family, your loved ones, or because that's the average attendance of a funeral, 200 people, they're all there in the room, dimly lit room, candles flickering, and in between the candles there's a table and there's a box, and inside the box is you, stiff as a board. What would you say on that audio recording? You might start off by saying something like this. Hey, everyone. I want to thank everybody for gathering here today to celebrate my life. And I want to maybe apologize for the unorthodox way that I'm doing this, but I wanted you to hear about my life directly from me. I didn't want you to hear about my life from my spouse, from my brothers, my sisters, my son, my daughter, my parents. I wanted you to hear directly from me. And you're talking about the mountains you climbed, the rivers you forged, the things that you did. What would you say on that audio recording? That's what I want you to think about. Why don't we work together and create a business that actually makes your life better so you can go on the vacations you want, you can spend the time that you have left with the people that you have, that you want to be with. You can, whatever your heart's desire is, you can go to Florida and live on the beach like me. You can travel to Europe. You can buy your parents a house, your kids a house. You can give back to charity. Whatever your thing is, that would be my gift to you. And that's why realtors come back to me and say, Craig Proctor, you changed my life. So this book changed my life. The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. Go read that. Get it on Amazon. Order the market domination report that we've offered and book a call with my office. And we'll have a good conversation about you and what you want to do and how we can get your real estate business to serve your life so you can have more life and do the things you want. I want to thank you so much for being here today. If you found this extremely helpful, please drop your comments in below. Okay, if you found this helpful, tell me what you liked about it here today. And thank you so much for being with me. Again, we'll see you next time. This is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor. Have a great day. Thank you. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're gonna see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's gonna let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.